Arby's, we have the meats.
Roast beef.
It's sad, isn't it?
Well, sweetie.
Goodness. Sorry, Chad, I had to. I'm sorry.
Guess who's back? Gentlemen of the internet, I have a serious conversation to have with you today, and I have a very serious question to ask. What is with the dead fish pictures on your dating profile?
God forbid a man has a hobby.
Let me hold your hands while I say this. Women do not like the dead fish pictures. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the bearer.
Let me be the one to say this. Men don't like a full birthday makeup. How about that?
Bad news. I want you guys to know that I'm not coming down on you too hard. I'm really just trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you get more dates and help us get more dates. Because even if I see a guy on Hinge and he's cute and he has a good job and he's my type, the moment I see him holding up a dead pike, picture of fish, the moment us ladies see that, disqualified. Swipe left. You're done. But while we're on the topic, is there anything that women do on their dating profiles that turns you guys off? Anyways, let me know so that I can tell all the other ladies, and then all of us are going to get more dates as a result. So
yeah, the birthday makeup, that's a big one. I think most men are like, yeah, I'm kind of sick of that. And then also you only out at bars and nightclubs. Like, it's weird to me that a lot of women don't realize that you can't have a hobby that's going out to the bar, going out to the club. That can't be a hobby. That just means you're a runner.
She's a runner, she's a track star.
Oh, I got my first hey girl DM today. Quick story. I met a man at the grocery store. I met him in the wild, which is really cool. That doesn't happen often. And he was really good looking. This one's 6'2", not 5'9", and his ears were relatively proportioned correctly. So yeah, that was right then and there.
I guess I'd be DQ'd then because I got those Dumbo ears. I can hear what you're thinking.
Test. Facial hair, tatted, my type of guy, right? So we met for a drink right after the grocery store, and then we talked for hours. He can hold a conversation. He had opinions. He was funny. He made me laugh. Things were looking good, right? So we talked like for 4 hours. That drink just led to a whole conversation. Then he asked me out again last night, and so I did. I went out with him last night. We had dinner. Again, great conversation, made me laugh. We had so much in common. There was chemistry, definitely.
I'm loving the part of this story where you get to the point.
Chemistry. So then I get home and I get a DM, and it's his girlfriend. She is there to tell me that he has a girlfriend and he's had one for quite a while. And she thought I should know. And he said, okay. So I called him and I asked him about it. And he said, yeah, things have been rocky. I'm going to break up with her. I've been wanting to break up with her. And then when I met you, it gives me more reason to do it. And I promise I'll call her right now. I'll end it. And I said, don't do it on my account. If that's what you want to do for yours, go ahead. But after this conversation, I'm blocking you. And he said, he couldn't understand why. He was like, why? I'm leaving her. No. I messaged her and I let her know that I blocked him and I would not be contacting him again. And she thanked me and she said, I knew you would be a girl's girl. No, I told her I'm not a girl's girl. I'm not a girl's girl. I don't consider myself to be one. I've said it before. Too many women on here vote against their own rights, and I'm not down with that. So you don't know who you can trust around here. So I told her I did this for me because he has already shown me that he's a liar and he's a cheater, and I will never let somebody treat me like that.
Right, that's why I'm saying, I always say this, if they're cheating on you, or if they cheat with you, you're next to be cheated on. Shibadanaya, should have bought a Honda, put it on a t-shirt. And then speaking of cheating, if you guys want to check and see if your girl's cheating, you should go check out CheaterBuster AI. I have it in the description below. Shout out to the guys from CheaterBuster AI. It's a simple app. You put in name, number, location, and you can see if your girl's on Tinder or see if she's on any other dating apps. Speaking of cheating, I found a diabolical clip that I wanted to play. She called her boyfriend to order food for us, not knowing she laid up with me.
Hello.
What's up?
What you doing?
Girl, just got home. What you doing?
Nothing. With my friend. Can you order me some food?
Yeah, what you want?
I think is Chick-fil-A still open?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. Probably like Applebee's. Applebee's, yeah.
Applebee's? You ate today?
No, that's why I'm asking you to send me some food.
What you want?
Hold on.
Just get whatever. I'm gonna eat whatever.
Can you do the 2 for $20? It's the loaded mashed potatoes, the chicken, and then the fajitas.
She just got that.
And two large lemonade. The fajitas and then the 2 for $20.
2 for $20?
Mm-hmm.
What you need 2 meals for?
Cause it's me and my friend. We hungry. My friend, you don't know her.
I don't know her.
Unreal. Unreal. She's calling her man. I'll tell y'all a little story. When I was in college, I was talking to this chick, and I later found out that she had a man. I was like, oh wow, you got a whole man. And she kept bucking with me. And you know, whatever, I'm cool with it. It was casual for me. Casual coitus. The casual coitus click, triple C's up. And I wasn't too mad at it. Cool, whatever. I'm not taking you serious, clearly. But then it got to the point where we kept hanging out, and she's like, well, I wanna take this a little serious. I wanna date you. I wanna be with you, baby. I was like, yeah, no.
Won't they do?
I would never date you. She's like, why? I was like, because you were cheating on your boyfriend with me. When a girl cheats on her boyfriend to get with you, brother, man, you're next. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. You're next. You can't ever make somebody that was cheating on their current boyfriend to get with you. A lot of guys are like, oh man, that's a badge of honor though. She was cheating on her man to get with me. Brother, you're next. It happened to me in high school. I got with a girl who was cheating on her man to get with me, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna date her. I'm gonna be her knight in shining armor. I'm gonna, you know, I'm really gonna be together. I was like 16, was young, dumb, and full of cum. And then like a year later, she cheats on me, and I was like, but that's what happens. You got to learn these lessons, chat. And the thing is, chat, I speak from a level of experience. I don't just talk about these things like I've never done them. I've walked and talked this stuff. I was obsessed with being attractive to women from the ages of like 12 to 25. Got a long track record of trying, very long track record. I remember in middle school, I was like, I want a girlfriend. And then I was addicted to understanding the female psyche, understanding what relationships, understanding what women found attractive and trying to embody that. You know, you got to smell good, you got to look good, you got to walk good, you got to have people around you that validate who you are. There's so many things that go into it. Now it's kind of second nature. But one thing I used to do as a kid, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you ever did this. I used to think that people were always watching me and that I was on camera and that it was my life was like the Truman Show. But this was before the Truman Show was even a thing though. I used to think, oh, I'm being watched, so I need to carry myself a certain way. And in college, I would wear suits every day. And you know, in college, a lot of kids are wearing sweatpants, slides. They're not taking classes serious. They're not taking their aesthetic serious. But I was like, I'm going to wear a suit every day. I'm going to look nice. I'm going to look presentable. So the people around me see me as a point of authority. But then also my professors and my teachers say, Levi, he shows up and he's serious. And you will see and you will feel different when you wear a suit. You will see other people treat you differently when you wear a suit. I believe, and put a 1 in the chat if you agree, I believe 75% of someone's perception of you is the way that you look. If you dress accordingly, they'll perceive you accordingly. You wear a suit, you'll be treated with respect. You look like a slob, they'll treat you like that. Because people are going to assess you and go, what level of self-respect do they have? And more than likely, they're just going to give you a little bit more than that. If I'm wearing a suit and I'm in good shape, my hair's done. I mean, right now I look like Paul Bunyan's cousin. Because I'm all hairy, supposed to get a haircut, couldn't, birth, you know how it is, kiddos, it happens, whatever, I'll get my haircut eventually. But when I go out, I always try to look presentable, because you never know who you're gonna meet. Cass and I were at a coffee shop the other day, we're just walking around, and some guy pulls up, and he hops out of his car and comes out to shake my hand. He's like, hey, are you Levi? This sounds really creepy. I was like, yeah, that's who I am. And he goes, I work for I think he's the Chamber of Commerce here in Abilene. And he's like, I see you online all the time. You're like famous. I was like, bro, I'm not famous. Nowhere close to famous. I'm a regular dude. But he's like, I just wanted to shake your hand. It's so cool that he's like, I didn't know we had influencers that lived here. And I was like, I guess you can call me that. I don't know what I'm influencing, but I'm more just an entertainer, I would consider myself. But he came up and literally shook my hand and was like, I love what you do. Keep it up. Yeah, that's awesome. He's like, I'd love to pick your brain one day about like some stuff that, you know, you cover. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, let me know. So we added each other on Instagram, and the rest is history. But I was dressed well, and Cass was dressed well, even though she was pregnant at the time. But if I would have been dressed like a slob, he probably would have saw me and been like, man, I don't know if I want to approach this guy. But we were both dressed up. We both look good. And when people meet you, if you look good, they're going to treat you with respect. Too many people nowadays, like I almost miss the 40s and 50s, chat, because I feel like back in those days, everybody dressed up nice because that was the only choice. Pay attention the next time you go out and see if you can see how many people are dressed in business casual. If you're not in a city center. If you're in a city center, you're around a Chase Bank, you're downtown Austin, you're going to see a lot of that. But if you're not in a city center, you're probably not going to see a lot of people dressed in business cash. People don't wear suits anymore. That's why I chose on this channel, I was like, I'm going to have a suit and I'm going to wear it. I got this inspiration from Kevin Samuels, number one, but number two, Dr. Disrespect, because he shows up the same stuff every day. He created like an avatar, a character of himself. And now when I put on this jacket and I put on this crushed velvet turtleneck, it's almost like my uniform. I get into a certain mindset. I'm like, I'm Levi Nichs now. And so dressing that way when you go out will do the same thing. Now, if you have a job where you have to get down and dirty, I respect that, and I appreciate you if you have to do that. Because a lot of people don't want to get out there and get their hands dirty. But at the same time, when you're going out in the weekends and stuff like that, don't dress like a slob. But also pay attention the next time you go out. See who's in business casual. But then see how many people are dressed so casually they just look sloppy. Dirty shoes, baggy pants, dirt on them, pajamas, bonnets. Just people aren't as well kempt as they used to be. I don't know. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
To do when meeting a man in the wild doesn't work, and then we go on Hinge, it also doesn't work. What are we supposed to do? What are we doing? What's option number 3?
So this woman is on
go to church, go to a singles event, maybe try to go out with your friends, and maybe if one of your friends has a friend, try to meet them. Like people really rely on the dating apps a little too much, in my opinion.
In one of my previous videos, I asked the single ladies where we're going to meet men when finding them in the wild doesn't work and online dating doesn't work either. So I asked, what's option 3? Where are we going? What are we doing? And a lot of the men commented and said that single women should be going to Home Depot and typically male-dominated stores. So that's what I did. Okay, today I went to Home Depot. I looked confused walking through the aisles, expecting to meet somebody or have somebody approach me. Do you know what I walked away with? Ribbon. So, no man.
You're not going to meet your husband at Home Depot, honey. I hate to break it to you, but that's definitely not happening. You're not meeting him at Home Depot. The guys that are going to Home Depot, in chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. The guys that are going to Home Depot are going there for a reason, and they're going to go, they're going to grab, and then they're going to leave.
Faint of heart when you're 51 years old. You're almost 52. I have never dated anybody who is age appropriate or even close to my age, okay? I matched with a guy last week who was 53 years old, and he was so fit and had a great job, had this fantastic backstory that was just like all of the pieces that for me personally, not saying for anybody else, but for me personally, would signify all of the traits in a good man that I am looking for. He had not been divorced. He had been widowed. And I know that's like a sad story, but I think most women would agree that that's kind of like a heartwarming.
Widowed, I agree. Widowed is better than going through a divorce because widowed is out of your control. You were at least trying to make it work.
Story if you don't remarry. He was a veteran. He was still in his older age getting advanced degrees and pursuing things. And like I said, he's super, super fit. He's so youthful. His kids are the same age as mine. And he's still like setting goals and working toward them. And he's retired twice from 2 different professions. And he just keeps going and making new professions for himself because he's not sick of learning. And that is what I'm dying for in a partner, because I feel like that's sort of like how I am mentally. Anyway, so we start talking, and he is so funny and he's so charismatic, and we're just like on it when somebody's on your wavelength. And when I'm talking to him, I feel like I'm 20 years old, and he sounds like he's 20 years old to me. And I know that that's a good sign. And then we're just sort of vibing, talking, and he's like, God, I've not talked to anybody like this, like ever. And all of a sudden he says, oh my God, I just realized where you lived. And I'm like, how did you not know? And he said, no, like, do you not know where I live? And I said, you live in downtown Tampa. And he said, no, I don't. I live in downtown, this whole ass other county. And I was like, wait, what? his profile just says downtown, and I thought it was weird. And I even asked him about, like, what made you move to Florida and pick to live downtown? Because downtown is just a sea of 25-year-old scenesters. Like, no age-appropriate man with a real job and money would choose to live in a sea of these kids. And so I did think it was weird that he wasn't like, yeah, I don't really like it. Like, it's just because he doesn't live there. Anyway, he was like, it's fine. We're going to make this work. And we ended up being like 2 hours and change apart. And that's fine for me. You know, the last person that I dated kind of seriously was 3 hours away. So I don't mind that so much. And he doesn't have, like, he just lives by himself. So it's not like he's got kids that he needs to rearrange around or anything like that. We were both like, it's going to be fine. Anyway, we have talked like more consistently than I have probably spoken with anybody recently, where I feel like I really got a sense of who he was. But it came up to the weekend. And he was, the whole time we were talking, he'd be like so good about like, I'm going into a meeting, so I won't be available, or I'm doing this, or I'm out on a walk. You know, so when you just disappear, you're not disappearing. The person knows like, okay, it's like saying goodbye when you're on a telephone call, but it's how you do it in text. So he's really good about that. He mentions he might be going out of town for the weekend. I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. He mentions he's leaving work about like 3 that day. And he texts me. I text him back at like 3, and I never hear from him again. Which is like, okay. I mean, like that night I was like, oh, I kind of miss talking to him, but it's fine. Most people would probably, I guess, go out on a Friday night. I mean, I wouldn't because I'm a homebody, but okay. And then it got to like midday Saturday, and I just get a quick text from him that was like not initiating conversation. It felt like, you know, I'm acknowledging you, I'm holding you on the line, but I'm not wanting to talk. And so I just didn't respond back. I was out with my kids. And when I got home, I sent him a quick text and heard nothing from him. And then that night, before I went to bed, I was like, God, I'm not hearing from him again. This is like weird, you know? It's just a little bit weird. It's one thing one night, but 2 night, most people don't do that who are truly interested. Like, anyway, so I just sent him a text that said like, oh gosh, boy, you really weren't kidding about that quick marriage and anticlimactic subsequent divorce, you know, like, haha, making a joke about us just like not talking for the past 2 days. And I heard from him late the next day, which is exactly what I anticipated would happen. I had this whole thought process about how he's going to show back up when all of his free time is over. And he'll be back on like work schedule where he has like these little breaks where he can fit me in. And I was like, so, but when it's his free time, it's like I don't exist in the world, you know? And sure enough, so he texts me and he says, I'm responding apparently to my, you know, subsequent divorce comment where I was kidding. I made it clear that was a joke, but he said, you know, I'm so sorry I went to this really big neighborhood Halloween thing. I didn't have pockets. I left my phone out on the counter. Somebody thought it was their phone, picked it up, and I did not get my phone back until midnight that night when they finally drove it back. I texted him, I read it, and I texted him back and said, no explanation needed, no worries. And then he sent some like snarky comment about like losing photos of me. Like, oh, I don't care if I lose my bank account information. Like, we're screwed without our phones, but you know, I'll lose the photos of you. And that's like not the way that he talked to me before, you know? And I just ignored it. And my thought process was this, like, I just was like, I'm not responding to him again. If you lost your phone, if that truly...
Jesus Christ, this 50-year-old woman can't explain something in 30 seconds. I'm sorry, Chad. I just robbed y'all of your time. Have y'all seen the Sydney Sweeney thing?
I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah, I like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Socialed about the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be totally human. I would probably feel like thankful that somebody had my back in public, you know, and conveniently some very powerful people had my back in public. And I wondered if you felt that way.
I don't think that it's not that feeling I didn't have that feeling, but I wasn't thinking of it like that, or like of any of it. I kind of just put my phone away. I was filming every day. I'm filming Euphoria, so I'm working like 16-hour days, and I don't really bring my phone on set, so I work and then I go home and I go to sleep. So I didn't really I don't really see a lot of it.
You've made a really good case for keeping your thoughts and your life separate from that work. But the risk is that, you know, there's a chance that somebody will get some idea about what you think about certain issues and feel like, I don't want to see Christy because of that. Like, do you worry about that?
No.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like, white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like, that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
I love it, dude. W for Sydney Sweeney, bro. W for her, man. Like this, and they're clowning this chick, bro, online.
Since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
I love it, dude. But this just goes back to, like, the chick on the left, you just see, like, desperation, deceit, smugness, jealousy, envy. You see all these emotions just exuding from her body. Loki, do you want one of these? Sit. Wait. Oh. Wait. Free. But on the left, you see desperation, deceit, smugness, jealousy, envy. And on the right, what do you see from Sydney Sweeney? A level of confidence, calmness, peace. You know, I think that's a whole metaphor for something that we're seeing in the climate of men and women today. And even the left women and the right women, you know. But there's, like, Sydney Sweeney's even doubling down on this stuff. That whole American Eagle, I don't know if this is in Tokyo, Japan, or whatever, but, like, the fact that we live in a climate right now where you could think that's racist or genetically superior, like, bro, you know, just this image alone, I don't even know if you guys can see it, but this image alone with Sydney Sweeney in that chick's face belongs in the Smithsonian. I just can't believe we're to the point where you making a joke about like a what would that word be, a pun, great genes, a pun is racist now. Like, we've gotten so far away from what's funny and what's cool that now it's just terrible. And I think the main reason is because the left, especially the women, are going so far left. Women don't vote woke because men are mean to them. Women are woke, and it's a worldwide divide. A wide ideology gap is opening up between young men and women in countries across the world. In South Korea, men are going really conservative and women are going lib. In the US, women are very lib, men are conservative. In Germany, it's the same thing, UK. So this is just the woke mind virus. Women vote woke because society is failing in its most sacred function, the production of a viable man. Which is what's crazy to me. That's why I always say men have traditionally always stayed kind of the same. We're very right-leaning. Like, chat, put a 1 in the chat if you agree. A lot of men, I think, are more traditional and more conservative than left-leaning. Most men are, at least. And in my opinion, Sydney Sweeney did a great job here of deflecting and be like, you know what, I'm not going to answer your question. I'm not going to answer that question. It's none of your business. And I feel like they're trying to catch her in a gotcha, but I think we're just sick of it. I think men especially, we're just so sick of it. And I think that's why so many men are choosing to be alone, is because that's what they have to deal with right now. The women on the left are insufferable. Totally insufferable. I got a buddy who's a male feminist, and just watching him be castrated is the most pathetic thing I think I've ever seen a friend do. I've seen friends do some pretty pathetic things, but him, like, posting this stuff about being a male feminist and, you know, women's empowerment and just hating Trump all the time. And I'm like, bro, you just seem like such a soy boy. And then his girl runs him ragged. You know, she's got me running circles today. I'm just like, bruh, like, just lost all sense of manhood. It truly sucks because I love the guy. He's a great guy. I've known him for a very long time. Went to college together. And at one point in time, he was, you know, like a leader. But he's just been socially castrated. It really does suck. But the whole Sydney Sweeney thing, I think it's a great thing. But it goes back to women on the left, or women just in general, being more woke. And here's another one. Here's a good clip. I just wish men were more upfront. Oh, here, let me publicly humiliate you to your face to millions on social media. Let's get into it.
Guys, I'm on the street and this man just came up to me and asked if I wanted to go home with him right now.
That's not what I said.
What did you say? What did you say?
Are you trying to go home?
Why would I go home with a random man?
I didn't say that either.
I just came outside. You saw me come outside.
I'm a
Why would
painter.
you?
I'm a painter.
So?
Gals, guys. Hey, gals, guys.
Ew, ew. Please get away from me. Please get away from me.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the worst thing that she can say is no, bruh. This is what's brutal now. Is back in my day, a woman could reject you, but she wouldn't put it on the social media. She wouldn't put it on the Facebook and the chat snaps and the Instagram chats. But now you getting posted everywhere. And now that dude's face is everywhere. And now maybe his employer sees it. And, you know, that's the problem. That's the problem we face now, is that this stuff is no longer in the privacy of the social setting that you're in. Now it's all over the interwebs. It's all over the interwebs. You know, everybody's going to see it. I found a pretty sweet compilation. This is totally random, but this is one of those videos. It's like, this is just for the boys. So let's get into it. Okay, that's pretty sick. Okay, that was dope too.
I began to pass out.
Right, my recovery from this fail. Yeah, that was really difficult.
But I had a
that was solid.
Oh, baby!
Spinning on a bottle? Oh! He just ripped up that game. Strike is a strike, though. Oh my god. Playing a fart noise is the most important part of the movie. That's good. Sorry, sometimes I just see those videos. I'm like, chat, this is just for the boys, man. This is just for the boys. But yeah, man, crazy climate, especially to be dating in right now. I couldn't imagine dating all over again. It'd just be so odd. Like, I'm lucky I met Cass back in the Dizzy. That things were a little bit different, you know. Things weren't as... Everything's political now. Have you noticed that, chat? Like, everything's political. You go out and you want to talk to a girl and she needs to know your political affiliation off rip, where, you know, I'd say 5, maybe 7 years ago, nobody really cared. You really only talked politics when it was election time. But now, like, the news and politics and politicians and political talk is very common now. You can just see it. You can look at a woman that has green hair and a septum ring and almost biggity bet you know who she freaking voted for. Like, it's wild to me. And then also, people are like hating people that don't always agree with them. Like, what happened to the good old days where you could agree to disagree? It's weird. It's really odd that now that the climate's a lot more political, that it's almost like, if you don't agree with me, I can't even be cordial with you. It's like, it's just so odd to me. I'll never get that. So let's talk about this 30 or 50 year mortgage that Trump is trying to pass. So you got the average home in California, $802,000, $802,000 mortgage. Comparison at 6%, 30-year mortgage, monthly payments $4,800, total loan cost $1.7 million. Okay. A 50-year mortgage, your monthly payment would be $4,226, but the total loan would be $2.5 million. 1.7 just in interest. Interest is the problem. See, that's what I'm saying. So if they do these 50-year mortgage plans that Trump, I think, passed, then they should make the interest rates like 1%. So in the long term, the price is kind of the same. But if you don't lower the interest rates, then the houses are just going to be insanely priced. What is this? It's like somebody just said, is this how you cook bacon? Chat, I have the attention span of a squirrel. Wait, and chat, any of y'all cook bacon like that? Just put it in a pot and mix it around? Never cook bacon like that. I always cook it in the oven. Best way to cook bacon, dude, you put it in there. You put it in there on a pan, 400 degrees, and then you wait like 20 minutes or 15 minutes and flip it. Wait another 5 minutes, it's done. Wait, is this how people cook bacon? Seriously? Wait, I've never seen somebody cook bacon this way. Chat, is this normal? Dude, the bacon looks good though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It looks like it's cooked really well, and I like my bacon a little chewy. Chat, are y'all more of like a crunchy or like a little mix of crunchy and chewy? Wow, crushed. That applaud. I've never seen somebody cook bacon that way. It's odd. I don't know. I've never seen that. Let's see here. I know I got at least another clip in here for you guys. Sorry, so chat, what I do is I basically get on I get on Twitter and I find a bunch of clips, and then as we're talking and hanging out, I try to find some clips that you guys might want to see. So apparently Trump says that tariff stimulus checks of $2,000 will be paid to everyone except rich people. Brutal. Well, if you're rich, yeah, I guess you don't really need the money. You're rich. So, I guess it is what it is. Let's see here. What do we got? What is this? Nice work. You thought it was cute, but you don't have a golden retriever? Okay, never mind. Boy, if this ain't the truth. Somebody goes, this is what I was talking about, dude, of dressing well. Something has gone terribly wrong. This is what men in 1947 used to dress like, and now this is 2021. This is what we're going through right now. Like back in the day, you only had the option to dress classy. And you just see in the way he's carrying himself, the way he looks. I don't know if that video on the left is AI, but the one on the right probably is not. It's just a level of the feminization of men is wild to me. The fact that we've gotten to this point where like it's a bad thing to be masculine is wild to me. It really is.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Oh my God!
Look at all that ass. Wait.
Hey, be honest with me though.
Okay.
You're shaking all that ass in my camera, right?
All right, yeah.
What do you think the men think watch it?
I don't give a fuck. They're all broke.
So you weren't shaking ass for them?
No, they're broke. Why would I shake ass for them when they're broke?
Who are you shaking ass for?
Myself, because y'all don't make as much money as me. Okay. You think she does OnlyFans?
She might.
Okay, what's the name?
I mean, you're a woman.
What?
Why aren't you shaking ass in the camera right now?
I don't shake ass in the camera.
Why not?
So I can't shake ass. First thing. I'm learning still. She has ass to shake. I don't have ass to shake. So
if you had ass,
if I had ass,
you would
I
be
shaking it right now. Is that yeah, I would.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you single?
Yes. She's fucking sexy.
What makes you think you out-earn the men watching now?
Fuck the men watching now. They don't make as much money as me. Okay.
And how much do you make?
Do you want to know?
Yeah.
As a convicted felon, I make at least $10,000 a month. As a convicted felon.
What'd you get locked up for?
Manslaughter.
Manslaughter?
At 17 years old, I got out when I was 24.
How old are you now?
I'm 27.
Okay, hold on.
Bro, she's in a bloody wedding dress. Bro, what?
How did you accidentally off somebody?
Too much money.
Wow. Makes 10 bands a month. Well, chat, she called us broke. I guess we're broke now. That's insane. Manslaughter. The world we live in, chat. It's a wild place. It's a wild place. Oh, this is good. See, this stuff right here warms my heart. This stuff right here. Look at this. A baby going hard on the mom. Bro, the milk drunkenness is real. Baby Nick, she'll be drinking, and then out of nowhere she's like, huh? Dude, it's the cutest thing, bro. It's the cutest thing. Being a dad's awesome. I don't know if anybody else has a daughter or anything like that, but it is, dude, it is so rewarding. And it's one of the best things that ever happened in my life, to be honest. So I'm so excited to be a dad. It's scary though, chat. I'll be honest, man. It's scary. Because usually with me, I can ask a lot of questions, but this is one of those things where I really don't know what I don't know. So I'm going through this, learning every day. And luckily we've had some help from family, and they're like, hey, every first-time parent didn't know what they were doing. It takes time. Take your time. You'll figure it out. And eventually you'll get to a point where you got to have some normalcy. You'll have a schedule. And you'll be able to go out again. But they're like, it just takes time. So, yeah, these episodes are kind of all over the place because I've kind of taken a break a little bit. And so I'm all over the place right now. I'm a little sleep-deprived, chat, so I hope you guys are being patient with me. Loki, come on, dude. Do you not care? You don't care at all?
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time. Peace.